Hey guys, welcome back to another Amiami haul video, and for this one we're going to be going over my April order. So with this one we've got only one more haul after this until we're all caught up. My May order though hasn't shipped yet, but I'll do a video on that in 2 weeks, assuming I have it by then. And then after that I'll finally be up to date with Amiami hauls. So then I'll be able to do my June order very shortly after I get it, like early July. And then we'll just keep that schedule going forward. So, starting off with the Bandai Figuarts pickups, we've got another Luffy, which I think makes 7 total, if I'm remembering right. But it does seem like they've actually made some upgrades. So particularly in the hips, we've got like an actual thigh swivel now, I think. So obviously this guy will pair great with the other upcoming Marineford figures, but I'm also really looking forward to that Gear 3 option set, which should be compatible with all of our Luffys, I think. Now I'm just waiting on a Gear 4 Luffy. I know Variable Action Heroes just did one, but that's kind of a different scale. So I'd like to see what Bandai could do with that design. Next up we've got the new Super Saiyan Vegeta, Dangerous Pride, and this is actually my first regular version of Vegeta. The other ones I have are all from Daima, and then I still have to pick up the Super Saiyan 4 at some point. Much like the Games Begin Goku that we got a couple months ago, I've really been looking forward to this guy. I do think he maybe could have been like a little bit more buff, but I do actually really like the sculpt for how sharp and defined it is, much like Toriyama's style in later Dragon Ball. The base Goku just came out, but I don't remember when we're getting base Vegeta. I feel like before that we're getting the Super Saiyan God Goku, and then maybe even Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. But yeah, a lot of stuff in the pipeline. The new Z Kid Gohan just went up for pre-order. So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff coming out in the Dragon Ball line. Then we've got Kurapika from Hunter x Hunter, and so now we've got our main 4 characters. And yeah, I know this is Kurapika's sort of like main or default look, but I really love to get a version of him in a suit, since it's just like such a sick, clean design for him. It's funny that the packaging, I noticed, has like the weird, wacky spellings for the character names that gets used in a lot of Japanese merchandise. I don't even know like where this came from, like if Togashi made it up or if it was some sort of like translation error. I don't really know, but if we ever get a Chrollo figure, I'll have a good laugh about it since his name is just unrecognizable. One thing I did want to mention is that I don't love the cuts they did on like the front of his chest sash cloak thing. I'm worried they won't even give you like that much extra range, which makes them basically unnecessary and just kind of an eyesore. But it's whatever, I guess. The shading on the hair and the face options though do look really nice, so I think they did a great job with that. Then we have one of my most anticipated figures in a while, which is the Tomura Shigaraki from the final arc of My Hero Academia. I love Shigaraki as a character, and I think this end of series look for him, despite being super simple, is really cool. Like, he's kind of stripped away all the unnecessary flair and things weighing him down, and kind of is all in on the destruction. But then, kind of, on the other hand, it's him at his most bare, most vulnerable, which is how he eventually gets defeated. So, yeah, the hair options, the soft goods cape, and the faces especially, I think all look really great. It looks like his articulation is based on that Ace figure from a bit ago, which does move really well, but I do think there's some joints that are kind of unnecessary, like I don't think they need that reverse ab crunch there. And then like the shoulder and neck area is a little janky. If any of you guys have the Captain Kidd figure, you'll know it's kind of a similar setup, I think. But, at least this guy has a soft goods cape, so, throw that on, put him in a dynamic pose, and shouldn't be a problem. Unlike Kidd, who had a heavy plastic cape that weighs him down, which is really annoying. But anyway, this guy looks really cool. And then for our last Bandai figure, we've got the Ultraman Nexus. So I actually pre-ordered this guy before I had even seen the show, but I have seen it now, including the prequel movie, which I did see the Ultraman Noah just went up on P Bandai a couple weeks ago. It's unfortunate that the series was canceled, because what we got I think was really good, but you can definitely tell that a lot of stuff got cut out. I enjoyed the more like mysterious, spooky, mature vibes to the series. I read that it was kind of shafted though, because it got put in an early morning time slot. So basically the intended audience, who were supposed to be, you know, older teens or adults, couldn't watch it as it was airing, and you know, the kids that saw it on TV, I guess, weren't really into it. That being said, I still think it's a great show and definitely worth the watch. And then rounding out the pickups from Bandai, we've got the latest Tamashi effect piece. This one is the smoke effect, but this is like the burst fire version. This one I was really looking forward to. I really like the regular smoke one, but I think this one looks even better. Like, it's just super cool looking. Although I am a sucker for any sort of translucent plastic in my toys. It probably has less uses than the regular smoke one, but yeah, I really love the way it looks. And I'm really happy they're still doing these effects and re-releasing the older ones too. One day I'll get those classic ground smashing pieces that I feel like I've seen a million times. Moving over to Kyoto and Reveltech, we've got the 1.5 version of the Amazing Yamaguchi Cable. A highly anticipated release for me since I did miss out on the original one. But it looks like it's, you know, an already great figure, re-released with updated quality and more accessories. I hope they'll keep re-releasing some of the older figures. You know, some of the ones I missed out on that I really want are Wolverine, Gambit, Carnage, and Psylocke. Although, eventually, I basically want to get them all, but those are some that I really want. Anyway, Cable is one of those characters that I don't know a ton about, honestly, but I really enjoy him anyway, since he just kind of embodies the rule of cool. I'll have to dig out my Deadpool and get them posed together. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, super excited to have this one finally, and you know, I guess it kind of worked out that I waited since I got a better version of the figure. And then we've got the new Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden 3. So like I mentioned when I got the INA figure, I haven't actually played any Ninja Gaiden games, aside from, you know, like the tiniest bit of the original. And normally I don't collect figures from things that I haven't read or watched or played, or whatever, but these are just too cool. And I do want to play the games eventually. I really enjoyed the first Ryu Hayabusa they did, and I think this one actually looks even cooler with the corrupted arm or whatever's going on there. And yeah, you know, I've already got the other ones on pre-order too. Looking forward to them, of course. And then for our last Reveltech pickup, we've got the Beast Titan. So yeah, some real bangers from Kyoto this month. Things I've been really looking forward to for a while. These Attack on Titan figures have all been really great so far, and I'm sure Zeke here will be much the same. I'm interested to see how he moves and what kind of poses I can come up with for a character with such odd proportions. And we've also got the Jaw Titan, which just released, so we're getting close to kind of all of our main Titans, depending on how far they want to go with it. I do, unfortunately, think I'm going to have to pass on the in-scale Colossal Titan statue for now. Maybe I'll be able to pick it up someday, but it doesn't really seem worth it right now, nor do I have the space to put it anywhere. It would be really sweet if they could make a Colossal Titan that's actually articulated while still being in scale with these guys, but that might be a bit tough. But yeah, I've always really liked the Beast Titan's design and Zeke as a character, so pretty excited for this one. Only one pickup from Mafex this time around, that being Daredevil. And I know I said I'm kind of pulling back on Mafex, but I was always mad at myself for missing this guy originally, so I had to pick up the reissue. I do think the arms maybe could have been a little bit more muscular, but otherwise I do think he looks great. The all-red costume really pops, and I like all the options they gave us for the billy clubs and the faces too. So despite maybe not being as into Mafex as I was, there's still some that I've really been looking forward to picking up. So then we've got 2 pickups from Medicos, that being Yoshikage Kira and, of course, his stand Killer Queen, looking super clean in these all-white color schemes. It's interesting to me that these are their first color versions, since the purple suit Kira with the pink Killer Queen, that both the colored manga and the anime went with, are definitely how I picture these guys. And yes, I do have those versions of the figures too, but I am a completionist, and JoJo's my favorite thing ever, so, you know, what are you gonna do? Killer Queen especially, I think, looks really nice in this color palette. And then, strangely, I've got Crazy Diamond coming in my May order, but no Josuke. So either I just completely missed that one going up for pre-order, or they didn't reissue him at the same time for whatever reason. So hopefully they do re-release Josuke, since I don't have him yet. And then if I can pick up a Josuke, I'll just need Jonathan and Jodio to complete all the main JoJos. Or at the very least, you know, just having one version of each of them, since there's all the different color versions. So yeah, these guys probably will not replace my other Kira and Killer Queen on the shelf, but still very cool to have them. And one day I want to do like a whole JoJo shelf, organized by like color, like kind of like a rainbow or something. I don't know, I think that would be pretty sweet. Next up, we've got the Snail Shell RPG number 4, Tiger Girl. So I actually sold all of my Snail Shell figures a while ago, not because I didn't like them or I thought they were bad, but I just didn't really feel like I needed them, you know. They weren't like essential parts of my collection, so I figured I would be okay parting ways with them. But this one, I knew that I had to get. This figure, for anybody that doesn't know, is based on an original character by the artist Polchan, who's one of my favorite artists that I follow on Twitter. So when this went up for pre-order, I was really surprised, you know, like a real small world type of moment. But anyway, I really like this artist and this character in particular, so yeah, had to get it. If they do Polchan's other characters, I'm definitely picking up those as well. And then for our last item in this haul, we've got another t-shirt from Kaspa. This one obviously has Monokuma from Danganronpa on it. Only played the first Danganronpa game so far, but I really loved it, and I'm looking forward to playing the other ones. I got the Decadence collection on Switch, so I do have all the games, but there's other things I wanted to play, so that's why I haven't continued the series yet. But yeah, I've always enjoyed the character designs in the Danganronpa series, but I never got into it until very recently when I played the first game, towards the end of last year. And yeah, that game ended up being great, and I'm really looking forward to getting to the other ones. Alright, so that was everything that I picked up from Amiami in April. Really exciting haul this time around. These 3 are the things I was most looking forward to, but in general, a lot of things I've been waiting a while for. This year in general seems like it's going to be pretty sweet for new figure releases, but you know, I guess every year kind of feels that way with how much awesome stuff is coming out these days. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time.